What's up guys, Mickle here, and I have a different kind of video for you today, and this one's going to be pretty interesting. I was sent this list of issues with Ripple and XRP in this video. I'm going to go through this entire list and break down what I think of these issues, let you guys know if I think these are actual issues or I think these are just FUD points. I actually haven't really read through this yet, so you guys are going to get my reaction on the spot. I think this is going to be really interesting, so let's break this down. Like always, guys, if you are new to this channel or come here all the time, make sure to take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's really going to help me out so much. Also, if you guys ever need a good place to buy some XRP or the Flare token, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So let's jump right into the video, and I guess I'll just read through the list and then kind of give my commentary as we go. So let's jump in right from the top. Serious issues with Ripple and XRP, community-based investigation. We've been XRP holders and supporters of Ripple since 2018. It's time to analyze why the price is not gradually going up and what Ripple is building. In short, what Ripple is doing doesn't benefit the price of XRP and retailers at all. The same exact people created XRP, XRPL, and Ripple. Creators gave themselves 20 billion XRP and they gifted themselves 80 billion XRP via Ripple. So right off the bat, maybe it's not the most technical, but I guess most of that is true. I guess you could get a little bit into nuance with the distribution, but overall, for the most part, I'll say yeah. Now, I don't think Ripple has any necessarily an obligation to make XRP go up. I think that's one of the biggest issues in the Ripple SEC case, Ripple making it clear we don't have that obligation, but these people seem to think Ripple should be increasing the price of XRP, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that. So number one, Ripple created a private liquidity hub, their own XRP liquidity pool, to be used for banks, institutions, companies, and governments, as well as private XRP loans. Also, they are building Ripple's private ledger for CBDC. Ripple will utilize their own XRP from their own wallets, meaning the ODL on-demand liquidity will be privatized. It doesn't positively affect XRP's price. Retails are out of the game. So right off the bat, I don't necessarily think this is true. Maybe Ripple is using their own private XRP liquidity pools, but who says they're not allowed to do that? I mean, Ripple is going to use whatever product works best for their customers. And if that's private liquidity pools, then they're going to use private liquidity pools. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like Ripple can't stop me from using my XRP like I want to use it. And the fact that that wouldn't affect the price of XRP, that's not true either. Because if Ripple is holding large amounts of XRP in these wallets for liquidity pools, well, that XRP is locked in those liquidity pools. It's not going to hit the open market, and therefore it significantly decreases the amount of supply of XRP. It's all supply and demand. If Ripple has massive liquidity pools to move institutional volume, then that XRP isn't going to get sold onto the market, and therefore that's good for XRP's price. So I don't really understand point one. It doesn't seem like most of this makes sense. I mean, if you want to be a shareholder in Ripple or work on Ripple's board and say Ripple should be offering these products differently, well, I mean, I guess go for it, but I don't see why a random XRP holder would have any right to critique Ripple on these points. Number two, the banks/institutions that want to hold XRP, they buy it via OTC or buy directly from Ripple. Ripple officially has 6 billion XRP on its hands. They have 4 billion under different private wallets. On top of that, there are 46 billion XRP in escrow. Ripple also sets up non-cash agreements where companies pre-allocate pre-contractual amounts of XRP through options contracts. It doesn't positively affect XRP's price. Retailers are out of the game. So once again, I mean, if you just work in the institutional asset management game, you know large amounts of volumes of assets is always moved OTC. I mean, this happens with Bitcoin. This happens with every single asset in the world. So this isn't unusual at all, nor do I really think it's a critique. That's just how institutions move money. Now, once again, this does affect the price of XRP because even though it's not being bought on the open market, once again, it's just decreasing the amount of supply, which ultimately in the long run does increase the price because there's not as much supply and there's more demand for the asset. It's just not necessarily bidding up the exchanges. So once again, I just think they don't like the way Ripple's doing business. And I would say if you don't like that Ripple's doing business like this, I think you just don't understand this is how big institutions need to operate. Ripple can't just be selling XRP directly on spot market, nor can they be helping institutions buy directly off spot market. It would just evaporate liquidity. So I just think this is a lack of understanding exactly how this process works. Now, if you want to criticize Ripple for the amount of XRP they hold, yeah, I understand that, but even Ripple has said multiple times, we wish we didn't hold so much XRP. We didn't necessarily get the distribution 100% correct. Remember, Ripple was distributing XRP before most crypto projects even existed. So I think if Ripple had an easier way to unload XRP and distribute it to the ecosystem, they would do it. They kind of just got sued by the SEC for selling XRP. And then they said, oh, well, now we have all this XRP. The SEC is giving us shit forever we try to distribute it. So I think that right there you could critique Ripple for. I just don't necessarily think it makes Ripple a bad company or anything. It's a tough situation, and you can ask any single project out there. One of the hardest parts about having a token is the distribution. Number 3, the transaction settles in 3 to 5 seconds. No need to hold/buy XRP as stated by Ripple. Most banks and institutions will just utilize XRP from Ripple's liquidity hub. It doesn't positively affect the price of XRP. Retailers out of the game. Now, this is just silly to me. You want the fastest, most efficient cryptocurrency possible. If that means 3 to 5 second transactions, and if that means banks and institutions don't need to hold large amounts on their balance sheets, that's good. You want the most efficient digital asset possible? Well, you shouldn't be designing a digital asset around making the price go exponential. Let me just tell you right now, every single cryptocurrency I have seen that tries to make the price go up, something like SafeMoon, ultimately fails. The crypto asset that gets used because it's a good asset will prevail and win in the long run. And the idea that you don't need to hold or buy XRP, that's just completely false. I think point number 1 literally talked about how Ripple was holding pools of XRP for liquidity. Banks and institutions are going to do the same thing, even if the transactions are moving quickly. I think ODL is an amazing product, and I don't have any really sympathy for this point. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Number 4, 48 billion XRP in circulation. 1 XRP is represented by 1 million drops. Total drops equals some really big number. There are still additional 52 billion XRP added to the circulating supply, thus counting the drops. He does some math. Total will be some crazy number. It doesn't positively affect XRP's price. I mean, this is just saying that XRP denominates into smaller units. I don't see how this makes any sense at all. It's just how XRP is devised up. So I think I'm missing the point they're making here, so I'll just skip over that one. 5, Escrow releases 1 billion XRP monthly. Ripple sells 200 million XRP. Exchanges and entities buy directly from Ripple. Doesn't positively affect the price of XRP. Once again, this is just Ripple doing business. Like, Ripple's job isn't to go out and make XRP go up. I've tried to make this very clear on the channel. Ripple is just using XRP in its products, and if you're an XRP bull, ultimately you think the XRPL is going to be the most efficient way to move money all around the world. It's going to increase the transactions on the XRPL, thus increase the need for liquidity, and for XRP to gain more ability to handle more liquidity, the price of XRP needs to go up. So Ripple's job isn't to make XRP go up. Ripple's job is to make XRP useful, create products for XRP to be used, and that will make the price go up. Number 6, how Ripple generates money. Just buying and selling XRP from Escrow and from their hands, it generates millions, potentially billions of dollars annually. It doesn't positively affect the price of XRP. I mean, this is just wrong. Ripple sells software too. Now, Ripple sells a lot amount of XRP for money, but they also sell software. They have software revenue. Ripple really is selling XRP for money because they're getting sued by the SEC and had to raise $200 million to fight them. So yeah, Ripple sells XRP for money, but I sell XRP for money. Everyone sells XRP for money. This is probably the best critique they've had, and I understand why people don't like that Ripple sells XRP, but in order for Ripple to get to where we all want Ripple to be one day, in order for Ripple to be one of the biggest financial institutions in the entire world, and to disrupt the JP Morgans, the Citibanks, the Swifts, guys, you can't do that with not a lot of money. You need billions and billions of dollars to disrupt these organizations, and even to get the seat at the table for some of these conversations. So I mean, you can say Ripple shouldn't be selling XRP, but then you also can't complain that Ripple hasn't got the adoption you wanted. In order for Ripple to do these things, they need money, and for them, it's a risk reward. Ripple probably wants to hold as much XRP as possible over the long run because they're extremely bullish on XRP. So when they sell XRP, they're saying, okay, it kind of sucks, we have to dump this XRP, but we need money now in order to increase adoption. So overall, like I said, this is just the cost of doing business. You see people like Elon Musk sell Tesla stock. He doesn't want to sell Tesla stock. He really just needs money in the short term, and ultimately you have to bite the bullet sometimes coins and sell some in order to increase the amount of money you have in the short term. So I don't really understand why this is really a big deal. I see why it could be a FUD point. I see why people don't like it, but overall, I just think it's really important to understand. Ripple is in a very, very, very competitive business. I mean, we're talking about the world's money. Ripple is going to need cash on hand to disrupt that system, and that means selling XRP because they have a massive pool of money there. So I don't see this as a bad thing. Ultimately, from the time I started watching Ripple and XRP, I have seen Ripple as an extremely responsible custodian of the XRP ledger. It seems to me they have always tried to do the right thing. Yes, they might have made a mistake here or there or did something I didn't necessarily agree with, but overall, in terms of cryptocurrency companies, I think they have by far been one of the most responsible out there. The XRP ledger continues to gain mass adoption. It continues to disrupt businesses all over the world. And as long as that trend continues, I think we're all going to be looking back at these points and say, yeah, these were a bunch of nothing burgers. Overall, just my opinion on all these things. To me, it really just seems like people who don't understand how institutions play this game. Institutions have products to build. They have adoption to try to conquer. They're not looking to increase the price of XRP a couple cents just to make retailers happy. They focus on the long term. They know that if XRP gets the adoption they want, none of these points will matter in the slightest. People will be extremely happy where XRP goes, and it's just focusing on the long term rather than saying, oh, you should have done this minor thing differently. I wish you did it like this because it would make my XRP $1 instead of 50 cents. That's short-term thinking. I don't think that's how we should focus, and I don't think Ripple's focus like that either. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to finish the document and go through the rest, make sure to let me know. It was kind of fun doing this, and for now, Mickle out.